The Day Show
is sponsored by Onga.
You're welcome. It is The Day Show on TV3. My name is Berla Mundi, and my two guests today have nothing short of inspiration for you. Even though one story did not exactly end as he may have expected, especially after starting what became one of the most popular indigenous banks in the country, to having his license revoked and revealing recently that he's no more a wealthy man. In actual fact, he is broke. To having a young man establish a barbering business and becoming the number one in the industry, today's episode of The Day Show is going to be exciting. And I'm glad to come your way. My name is Berla Mundi. I'm not doing this alone. My lovely studio audience is here. Dance moves, but don't worry, I'm sure by the end of the show today, one of my two guests will teach me how to do it. But again, this is The Day Show, and we're going to have a lot to talk about. And we're giving our audience the chance to also ask us a question. When we get back, we'll head straight into the BU question of the day. A big thank you, by the way, to Dr. Furniture for our lovely furniture. You love it? Yeah. Well, I absolutely love it. You can find them on the Spintex Road, just close to Manette Junction. Walk in, mention my name, and you'll get a good discount, actually, especially for this level of quality. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Furniture on The Day Show is sponsored by Alfimo GH.
This is The Day Show, and it's time now for the BU question of the day. If you just tuned in, don't worry, I'm going to introduce my guest to you shortly. And like I said, today is full of inspiration. We'll touch a bit of your emotional nerve because it will get that emotional, especially knowing what story we're about to share. But before that, who is sharing their story with us today or asking a question? There you are. Hi, please put your hands together for her, and please come forward. Talk to me. What's your name?
My name is Beauty.
Hey, hello. And you are beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay.
You are also beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, my name is Beauty. I like you so much. But I have one question for you. How are you able to multitask perfectly without getting worn out? Because I watch you, I follow you. So how do you do it?
Good question. And don't think I do it perfectly, by the way. You can have a seat. Don't think I do it perfectly. Half of the time I'm exhausted. As I'm standing here, I'm running on maybe just 4 hours of sleep. But I think for me, I'm able to do it because, first of all, I'm very passionate about what I do. And so it makes it easier, no matter how exhausted I am. Once the camera is on and once, they say action, I'm just going. There are times when I get tired, and so you can tell when I'm tired. But what I do as well is I write down everything I have to do for the day, so that I know exactly when I'm supposed to do A, B, C, and D, and I go by that. So I space it out a bit and catch my breath in between, and it makes it easier for me to sort of build my energy back and come and attack whatever, course I have to do, first of all. So I think that's what makes it easier for me. And I try to get a lot of rest in between. So there are days when I won't do anything, and all I'll do is stay in bed, just so I can recoup and come back stronger. Because whether you like it or not, you're human. You cannot work like a bull. It's not possible. You'll break down, and try to exercise in between as well. I do that to sort of build my energy, and then it sustains me for the time period. Then I go back. So it's like a cycle. I keep doing it. And maybe that's why I'm where I am. So I hope you learn a thing or two. Always remember to write down things so that you keep it in memory. Yeah? Anyway, well, how do you do it as well? We'll hear from you shortly. But again, this is The Day Show. And when we get back, my first guest joins us. He is a barber. And how I wish I could take off my hair today. Should I try? Should I try? You don't want me to get like a nice down cut or something. Oh, I'm disappointed. Nate the barber will be joining us when we get back. DJ Phil's are doing his thing as usual, but you're welcome back. This is still the Day Show, and my first guest today, well, he can transform your hair into anything as long as he has his machines around him. And he is one of the most celebrated Ghanaian barbers. He's here to share his story with us. Do you know about Nate the Barber? Have you heard about him? Well, don't worry, we're going to tell you all about him today. So please put your hands together for Nate the Barber. So are you going to show us something? Something small. Okay, let's go. What are you doing like this? What's going on?
I mean, you keep it to like this.
Keep it moving, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, have a seat.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Good to see you.
You too.
How's everything?
Very good, very blessed.
First of all, how is it that you're a barber, but your hair is not cut?
I mean, you know, you have to be an artist, so, you know, you have to come off like an artist.
Yeah, but you need to show us what you can do with your own hair, and then I can trust you all.
I know, right? Yeah.
Have you had people say that a lot?
I mean, yeah, every time, actually.
Every time?
Every time,
How
yeah.
long have you been a barber, a professional barber for?
Let's say 16 years.
16?
Yeah, I started in 2005.
2005?
Yes.
At that time, and even till now, I feel like every time you say you're a barber, people feel like, oh, he didn't go to school.
Yeah.
You know, he's a school dropout, and that's why he turned to barbering to make some money. Is that your story?
I would say 50-50.
Okay.
Because I think that was in 2005 when it all started. I couldn't continue, what's the name, JHS. I was in JHS at the time. I couldn't
Okay.
continue SHS immediately. And I had a big brother friend, kind of, and he owned the barber shop. So I think at the time, it was an issue with me getting the school that I wanted. I didn't get the school that I wanted.
What school did you want?
I think I took, at that time I chose, I don't even
school,
remember, this
Boche.
like 2005.
You don't remember the school you chose?
Nah,
The school you
honestly.
wanted to go to?
So, you see, you know, those young things, you know, you like to do, you were choosing like big schools,
Yeah.
you get it. So I chose, the mistake I did, I chose, I think, 2 big schools as my A and B choice, or my first and second choice.
And you don't
then,
remember the schools, or you just don't want to tell? Adisco Boche Presec.
I mean,
Prempe. Which other schools again? Prempe. You don't remember if you chose any of these schools?
no, so I think, yes, I definitely chose Betray, but then I think my first school is what I don't remember, but then I didn't get any of them. I got my 4th choice or so.
Fourth,
Yeah,
which
fourth
was?
which was my hand.
Mahan Secondary.
Yeah, so, and at the time, you know, based on the distance and all of that, I couldn't go. So I was trying to sit again. And at that time, you know, just being in the house, you know, people started calling me homeboy, you know, homeboy, and Mama Bono, Kusku, you know, that kind of thing. So I would just go and hide in the barber shop till like everybody comes back, then you know, I appear. So I think from there, I was in the barber shop for quite a long time because it's about 1 year.
Yeah.
Then I think I started understanding what was going on because I did art growing up, you know, so when I started, you know, I started drawing the pictures in the barber shop because back in the day, you know, there's pictures in the barber shop. So I finished drawing all the pictures in the shop. And then the guy that taught me was like, yo, if you can draw these pictures, then you can do the hair. I was
Okay.
like, well, let me try. So he started off letting me cut the kids. So cutting the kids, and I got so good at it. And that was the only thing that I enjoyed doing apart from art, because I love art that much.
Okay.
So when I was doing the barbering, I was like, no, I love this too. So I started developing passion for it. And from the kids, and then I got so good at the kids. Now that the adults in the neighborhood be like, yo, who cut this kid? They'll be like, oh, it's
Yeah.
Nate. They'll be like, who is Nate? They'll be like, I was this tall, like small boy.
Yeah.
Like, this
How old were you by then?
I think I was like 11 or, no, I was
Yeah.
like 13,
13 years.
14.
And you're
yeah.
already cutting
Yeah.
kids' hair.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know, so,
I see.
yeah, you know. And then, you know, little by little like that. And then I think I was so passionate about the art in it. So I think I got really good so fast.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, the long story short, I got so good with the kids, and then now the adults wanted to try me, and then the adults started trying me, and then like, you know, for a short period of time, like I became like the talk of the town. Oh, that small boy, no, E-Tipa, that small boy.
What
you know.
area was this?
This is Medina.
Medina, okay.
Yes,
So you
yes.
became like the Jay-Z of Medina.
I know, right? They're like, yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
And is that where your shop is currently, or have you moved?
No. I didn't work for about 10 years. Yes. So after I continued school, you know, I didn't do it at all in SHS.
Oh, you went back to school?
Yeah, I went back to school.
So you
after a
rewrote your
year.
exam?
Yes.
And what school did you go to?
I went to a private school. What's the name? Preset.
Oh, I see.
Yes,
You went
Medina.
to Preset. Yes.
Yes.
And then you did that for what, 4 years?
No, 3 years.
3 years.
Yes.
And while you were in school, you never cut hair. Why?
No. It was this childish thing. You're too no person be so ET, the girls don't like you if
You're
you're a
feeling yourself
barber,
on
that
campus.
kind of thing.
That's why you didn't cut it.
And the opportunity wasn't there to. No one knew I was a barber, so no one would even ask you to cut their
do
hair.
it.
So it was more of like my friends who knew me, and also
Ah.
the neighborhood that I grew up in. When I go there, then they want me to cut their hair, or
Okay.
maybe when I'm on vacations, then I go and purchase some shop.
Just to make money.
Just to make a little bit of an income,
Are you the only child?
No, I'm the fourth. I have
The
5
fourth.
sisters.
5 sisters?
Yes, and I'm the only guy.
5?
Yes.
Are you the first, last, middle?
Let's say the middle.
Okay, you're in the middle
yes.
somewhere.
So I'm the fourth. So I have 2 after me, and I have 2.
Oh,
no,
then you're very
3,
much
yes.
pampered, aren't you?
Being in between girls is not like a.
It's not fun?
No.
Oh, how?
They'll always try to use me as the cover. When they want to go and see somebody, they'll take me along, and it's as if they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then when I dare to say it, I'll get bullied.
Oh, I see. But I guess because of your sisters, you've learned how to treat women better because
No, yes.
Yeah,
I don't play with women because I feel like I have a special connection to them.
That's why you like to draw all those designs in their hair, right?
I like to be soft,
You like to be soft on the women.
Yes, very soft.
You have a girlfriend?
Yes.
Hey, then she's enjoying. Okay, so after secondary school, that's when you established your business, or did you have to go to university?
So, no. Where was the money to go to university?
There was no money?
There was nothing to go to university. So I went back to working in barber shops, and then you work for the whole month, they will not pay you. So it was, and then, I was just hustling, I personally am all about business, so I'll just find something doing all the time. There was never a time that I wasn't doing anything.
And then, how did the business start?
Yeah, so in 2013, we had to move from a neighborhood we were in, that was Medina, and we had to move to School Junction. So for a year, I was just at home, and one time my sister came home and was like, oh, I went to see some barber shop in the neighborhood, they want a barber. I was like, so you know how to cut it, so go. So I went to the barber shop, and I was like, okay, I wanna apply for the job. I said, okay, we wanna try you. So the very same day was a Saturday, I remember very well. This was in 2013. I went to the shop, and they were like, oh, they would like to try you before they know if they can even interview you at first.
Yeah.
So then we started the haircut, and my first cut was so good, and then the second, someone was like, I want the guy. So that very first day, I worked all throughout. So they were like, okay, you're hired.
Just like that?
Just like that, you're hired.
When did you introduce the whole design in hair?
So, growing up, right, I felt like there was a big problem with the barbering industry. So my passion was sort of to change the industry, because women were not encouraged to cut their hair, and when they cut women's hair too, they make it look like a boy.
Sweat.
And the shape and the lineups, everything was hard. I was like, no, this has to be different. So I think I started even that in my old neighborhood. So I started giving girls soft hair, so it made them comfortable to get a haircut.
Okay.
Right. So I think that was also one of my strong points in my business, where I make women want to cut their hair. Because one thing I realized is that anything that you involve women, automatically, is gonna succeed.
Flourish.
Yeah.
But moving forward, what's your ultimate goal for the industry?
I feel like I've achieved 50% of it.
Okay.
Because I think back in the day, nobody wanna even have anything to do with you as a barber, and barbers were actually even not representing themselves or presenting themselves properly.
Yeah.
So it wasn't entirely the people's fault that they didn't regard them as anything important. So I was like, okay, cool, this is what I want to do. And growing up, I like to look good. I like to do things properly. I like things to be some type of way. So I was like, if I want to be in this industry, then there must be something that I can do different to make it a respectable industry. And I personally, I love to be respected.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be in an industry where people don't respect me. So I went into the industry looking at a certain type of way. So if you remember back in the day, barber not share slippers, they wear some type of things and all of that. So I go to the barber shop, all dressed up and all of that. And I think I was trying to pitch the idea to them that, oh, let's do certain things, let's make certain things, certain changes, and they wouldn't want to do it. So I think those are some of the things that I wanted to bring into the industry, like getting barbers to be respected, making money with the craft.
Are you making money?
Very good amount.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I like how you said it. Oh, you must be a very rich barber.
I
see. That's great. I'm happy for you. But what would you say has been the highest point in your career?
The highest point in my career, I've had a lot of that. So, but let me say, getting the opportunity with the craft to be able to meet certain kind of people. I've literally met, a lot of important people just by, So when Wizkid is in Africa, I'm his personal barber. You
Yeah,
know.
Wizkid's barber.
Yes, you know.
Do you need a PA? Do you need a PA or something? Because when you're going to cut his hair, I would love to carry your machine for you. Or does anybody want to do it here? Or you want to do it there? Okay, that's nice. How did you meet Wizkid?
So shout out to my big brother in the, he's called Small God.
Okay.
Very popular guy, So I met Small God's little brother and he introduced me to Small God. And Small God was like, hey, and I always like to give people an experience whenever they have, I get to meet them. So Small God was in the barbershop, was like, yo, I like your vibe and all of that. And I like your whole barbershop idea and all of that. So he told me that, okay, he's going to introduce me to somebody. So one time I was just at a barbershop, a normal day, doing a haircut, and then they called me, Nate, are you at the shop? I was like, yeah. Then, I think after 2 hours, I saw Wizkid walk into the shop. I was like, and if everyone that knows me knows I'm a big Wizkid fan.
Oh, you are?
I was like, so I told the person, I was like, get up.
Oh, I feel bad for the person.
No, listen. The Wiz was like, no, do it. I was like, no. They said no. So he actually waited in the barbershop, waited in the queue for me to finish the haircut I was doing before he came to sit in the barbershop. And I felt so I'm blessed, because your favorite person
is right in front of you.
And the person is even humble enough to come to your shop, because normally they do home service, home appointment. And the person was humble enough to just walk into your own barber shop and then wait for you to, it was something else.
It was something else. Oh, that's really nice. Wait, so apart from Wizkid, who else? Let's start listing.
I've done Ludacris. I've done Michael Dapa. I've done other guys. Kiddy is my guy. Daco Vibes.
All the Ghanaian boys are
everybody.
Oh, that's really cool.
Everybody.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you so much.
And I know you want to take this international as well, so I'm looking forward to it, if you haven't already.
So I'm currently based here, but my family's in the States.
Okay.
So I'm like,
when you say family, as in your sisters and your mother and father?
No, so my daughter and the mother of my daughter.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Okay. If your daughter also wants to go into the barbering business, would you stop her or you encourage?
I promise I'm going to encourage her full
You
time.
encourage her?
Yes. I'm very big on people following their desires and whatever they want to do, because I feel like art is the next big thing.
Yeah.
So I always encourage people, like, if you want to get into art, it's like the next big paying thing, because that's all I do literally. I only cut hair. You get it? And the way, I've been blessed with the mindset to be able to, brand it in a certain way, it's literally paying.
It is.
And I've seen a lot of my artist friends, because of the industry I am, so I get the opportunity to meet a lot of them, and they are making like money. So I always encourage people, like, if you want to get into arts, it's like the biggest industry that is coming up soon.
They're making money. So on a normal day, let's say Wizkid walks into your shop and gets a haircut. How much is he paying?
I mean, Wizkid doesn't pay anything less than $1,000 USD.
Wait, hold on. 1,000 what?
So the first day he was in the shop, he paid
$1,000?
Yes.
For a haircut?
Yes. No, so these guys, they pay.
$1,000?
Yes. So the first time he was at the shop, he paid $400 in the shop. And then, when I go to him, nothing less than $1,000.
Sorry, what do you do? Can you, like, what goes on? Is it not just the machine that you use to cut the hair?
Yes, it's the grace.
$400?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so as soon as it costs me, whoever is in the chair, I'm sorry.
How much did Luda give you?
Luda, I think $500.
Hey, someone paid you $1,000?
Wiz always pays nothing less than, I think the only time he paid something around $400 was the first time.
Yeah.
And anything else is like $1,000, $900, $1,000, $800, $1,000.
Dollars?
Yes.
Does the haircut last maybe like 6 months or something?
No, I see him like maybe sometimes twice a week. Yeah.
Twice a week?
Yes.
He pays you $1,000?
Yes.
It's okay, I quit. Can you host the show for me? I want to go and start. Wow.
Yes, So when he's in Ghana, when he's in everywhere in Africa, like, I make sure I'm available.
I don't even know what to say again. Like, I feel like I've just gotten to the peak of my career now, and I've had the most shocking thing in my life. Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
How much do you guys pay when you cut your hair? Please pass the microphone to this young man for me. When was the last time you cut your hair? How much did you pay?
Okay, the last time I cut my hair was last 2 weeks, and I paid 30 cedis.
30 cedis?
Yeah, 30 cedis.
So, Nate, for someone like my brother here, he can't come to your shop.
Oh, I think he'll get a shape up. Yeah. can get a shape up.
Hey.
I mean, shape up is around like, yeah. You can add something small and get a shape up.
Shocking. Oh, but I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I'm happy because, again, like you're saying, you're bringing respect back into the industry.
Yeah.
And you guys deserve to be paid.
Yes.
Are you paying your taxes, though?
Oh, yes.
You are, right?
Yes.
I don't want GRA to now come and issue a statement saying that Nate's the barber.
Oh, I mean, we have the barbershop price. This is my personal price because I have personal clients.
Oh, yeah.
You get
So
it?
when you,
And so somebody like Wiz and all these people, I don't charge them.
Of course.
You get it? So they just like sort of bless you, because I feel like they sort of know where they came from. So when they see someone who is also coming from somewhere or going somewhere, they just want to like sort of appreciate the person.
Unbelievable, though.
Yeah.
I love it. I think he deserves a round of applause. Well, I see. We're going to come visit you. And we can find you on social media as well.
Yes, we are the Hair Masters. Or
Okay.
you can just still type out Nate the Barber's Place on, what's the name, all our apps, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever.
Nate, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you too so much.
It's been a pleasure
Yes,
having
always.
you.
You too.
It's been a pleasure. Please make some noise for the $1,000 Baba. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yes.
And well, make sure you find him. That's Nate the Barber, also the Hair Masters GH on social media. And make sure when you're going there, Charlie, you have your money because you can't just go and be begging for discounts. We don't allow that here. But he's been successful. He's built a business. This other man we're going to speak to was also very successful. And I still define him as a very successful man, except for when the license to his bank was revoked. Now he says he's a broke man. How true is that? Well, when we get back, we'll meet our other guests. Don't go anywhere. This is The Day Show.
Something wicked for your body now.
All right. So, well, I've given enough information about our special guest on The Day Show this week, and he's none other than a man that many of us admire. In fact, I had a very interesting story about him, that when he used to run UT, now, if you owe him money, he won't sleep, or he'll call you as done and say, hey, what that? Now, me only company come and die. Why would make a order? Well, we'll find out if it's really true that he was actually doing that. Please put your hands together for Mr. Kofi Amwabing. I don't know if we should dance a bit. I know you love to dance. Mwah. Mwah. Good to see you. Let's see you boogie a bit.
I think quite
Okay, well, have a seat. Good to have you on the show.
Yeah.
Mr. Mobbing.
Great to be here.
I'm glad. And I know that for you, inspiring young people has been like #1 on your list for quite a long time. I remember you went to KNUST. It was a filled auditorium. So many young people, you were there with Sarkodie.
Yeah.
How was that like? And why is it so important to share pieces of advice with young people?
I think we're basically in this world to impact people and impact the next generation. So we leave the right footprints and legacies through our path here on earth.
Yeah.
So the idea was, and I think it came from Sarkodie actually, who's
Okay.
my very good friend, and he says, listen, I just don't want to go and sing and dance and, with all the noise, but I think we should leave them with something. And I think you've got the nuggets to live with them. How they can come out and control their lives and be responsible for their lives and get into business and stuff. So he brought the fun bit. I brought the business bit.
Get into business.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about the UT story, or you being a business, because I know that, you were a military officer for a number of years before starting UT. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, I was in the military for about 7.5 years.
Okay.
And I was pushed out because not as in sacked or anything, but the system was turned upside down, and it was no more the army I wanted to be a part of. So I walked out. It's way back in...
On your own?
Yeah.
You walked out?
This is way back in 1982.
1982? Where are you born? How young were you then, or how old were you then?
I was 30 years.
1982?
Yeah. Let me do them. I'm 71, so don't...
What?
Yeah. So I walked out of the army, and for 15 years, I was trying to do all kinds of businesses. I even went out of the country, went to London. I couldn't fit. I came back, went to Nigeria. I didn't find it exciting. I came back, went to Liberia, and I decided I was going to stay here. And it wasn't easy. 15 years of doing all kinds of businesses.
Like, what kind of businesses did you try?
Initially was buy and sell.
Okay.
Anything I could buy and make a margin on it, and I raised some credit and supply and things like that. Then we went into importation of ceramics, building materials, wines. Then I went into trucking, as in trucking.
Yeah.
And had a company called Harlem Trucking.
Ah.
And then I went into air conditioning business. I was into timber business.
Hey.
I was into construction, government contracts. I was also into oil business. I was midstream oil business.
Okay. You tried everything.
And I was a petrol station dealer. You know the Osu Total around the Kuala area. I was the dealer for 4 years. And I did almost everything. There's no business I wouldn't do.
Okay.
And along the line, I get opportunities, but I don't get funding. I mean, all the young people, the problem is, how do I get funding? How do I get funding? And with all my experience in the army, degree, chartered accountant, and I was teaching at the stock exchange, I still couldn't get funding.
Yeah.
So you can see how big the problem was. And it hit me one time that, listen, if nobody's going to give you the funding, then get into giving funding. And therefore, I decided to set up a finance house.
Okay.
And that became Unique Trust Financial Services with all its problems, startup problems, and what it became as a bank and what have you.
For someone who couldn't find funding and who needed money to run his business, where were you getting the money to lend to people?
That's interesting. But the point is, you have to raise the monies and then on-lend to people. So it's not as if you are rich and you said, I'm giving my money out for lending. So when we started, we had to get the lines and everything, and then we thought we were going to get friends contributing monies, but all of them disappointed us. So we had to start very, very small. We started from Cantamanto in one room with staff of 3.
I see.
And I was broke. And not only was I broke, my home was also broken because my wife had left me with the kids.
Oh.
And that is when I started. And I was at age 45.
What?
So when I see kids rushing to make a media, I say, take your time, Just make sure you build the right capacities and things like that. So we started from there, and then we had to raise monies from friends and things like that. And the story is, I thought I was going to get 1 or 2 people who were going to put in big money, and then we start lending. And I didn't get it. So we had to actually go to a lot of friends and take small monies and put it together and use it to run the company and to on-lend. And as we lent out the monies and were able to pay them back, and the way we ran the processes, I mean, I will go and look for the money. I will come and sit and disburse the loan and everything, and I will go to recover the money, and I will also go with my own register to go and pay interest on the money that we had borrowed.
You were doing that all by yourself?
We're only 4.
Yeah.
And the others didn't have the acumen to do it, so I had to do everything. And that's one lesson about starting business. It's always easier to start small and grow. But when you start small, that is nature's way of having things. God created us small babies, then we crawl, then we walk, then we run, then we grow to be big things. Even the forest, it starts with a small seed.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a seedling, and it grows to become a mighty tree. So starting small is always something you have to look at. The advantage is that once you start small, it means you know every aspect of the business. It's later on, as you grow, that you sort of share some of the business for other people to handle. So that's part of the problem that we had. And everything is documented in the book. Especially volume 1 is about humble beginnings, how to start small and grow your business, and the problems that you normally go through with funding, with your staff, with the structures or lack of them, and so on and so forth.
It's all in there.
It's all in there.
So you started from being a financial service, business, to now owning like a real bank.
It was a long journey of about 11 years, which was quite fast. Because initially, as I said, we were just 3, we didn't have money, and then we started getting recognition and so on and so forth. And then we started branching out. Because then we set another office in Tema. The interesting thing about Tema was that at the time, it was believed that a financial institution or financer could not set up a branch. And I realized that my clients were coming mostly from Tema to come and take monies to go and clear the goods.
Okay.
And it was risky carrying all those money. So I told one of my staff, I said, listen, to help our clients, let's go to Tema and open a branch. The first thing is that we don't have the Provincial Bank of Ghana. I said, go anyway. So they went to Tema to open a branch. It was when Bank of Ghana came to audit our booth, they realized some of the files were not, they were in Tema. And they asked, why are the files not here? I said, they're in Tema. They said, who asked you to open a branch in Tema? I said, we don't have a branch in Tema. They said, so what are the files doing? I said, they are in the liaison office. And then they themselves wrote a report and said, we went to the Tema branch. So it means they had accepted.
Yeah.
And I said, let's fire on. So we opened another branch in Kumasi, then we went to Takrady, and so on and so forth. Now, to become a bank, you need, of course, the funding, the necessary capital to do it. At some point, we had the capital. But no one will give you banking lines those days. They wouldn't. Especially for some guy from Kukrantumi who has done business and thinks he's too known and so on and so forth. So we decided to buy an existing bank.
Okay.
So, interestingly, we bought a foreign-owned bank, which was called BPI, and we rebranded it into UT Bank. So we had UT Bank, and then we had also the UT subsidiaries.
Yeah.
And we created a holding company. In a nutshell, it was a fantastic story with a staff of 3. In 2012, we had a total staff UT group of over 2,500. And we had a bank, we had a properties company, we had a logistics company, we had an insurance company, we had an office in Lagos, we had an office in South Africa, and we even had an office in Hamburg in Germany. And we had an office in London.
Wow.
So,
is it true then that you were calling people at dawn? And I'm sure you had this joke a lot of
no,
times.
it's true.
You were calling people at dawn?
Not only call, we jump their walls at dawn. I, not they, I.
Huh?
Yes.
To ask them why they're sleeping when they owe you.
Now, you see, the point is, no, well, I don't let it sound like too casual. The point is, I struggle, convince people who are reluctant to give me their money, but trust me to give them monies. And I listen to your case and say, listen, the monies can help you, and we agree on it. And then I lend the monies to you on terms that we all think is favorable to you. Then you take the money. Time for you to come and pay. You don't come, you don't call, I call, you don't pick, we come to your house, you are not there. And I don't understand why Ghanaians think I should just let it be. No, because my business is based on the promise I've given the investors.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't kill you, but I will hound you until I get the money. And I used to go to people, and I'll go in the evening after work, I'll go at 12 o'clock. If they're not there, I'll go back at 4.
By yourself?
Yes. We were 4, and I had to lead. It's leadership by example. And I jump people's walls, and I shout at them.
Dogs didn't chase you?
Sometimes they did. Sometimes, even some people pulled guns at us sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you still got your money anyway?
We still got it.
But there's some people who went away with your money.
Exactly, a few of them. I mean, like some people will vanish from their office and their homes and things. There's one guy who had his office in Kaneshie and lived in Awushi. He closed the office in Kaneshie, left his house in Awushi. We couldn't find him.
Till date?
No, we found him.
Oh, eventually you did?
So I was sitting down quietly and I said, well, this guy must be a very good Christian because he kept reciting some Bible passage when he was in my office. So I told my guy, I said, listen, let's go and ask where he worships. So we went to the house and said, that guy, where does he go to church? And they said, oh, I worship something. So I said, okay, Sunday morning, go there and go and lay ambush. If he comes, of course, then get hold and bring him. If he doesn't come, ask the pastor where that child, that son of his. So they went there Sunday morning, and here he was, with his wife and children following him. They said, Master, if you don't want any day here, you let your wife and children go, but you have to go and see the old man, which is me.
Yeah.
He had moved from Kaneshie Awoshi to Teshinongwa.
Oh.
Yeah.
With the money he borrowed from your company, I'm sure.
Yeah, and he wasn't prepared to pay.
Is that something that's very typical of Ghanaians? And I have my own story about this.
Yeah.
I mean, when somebody needs help, they come to you, they tell you all kinds of stories, but when it's time to pay, it's a different story altogether.
Let's do it for another discussion because it's something about our mindsets and what makes us who we are, and why we do the things that we do. And it's typical of not only Ghanaians, but Africans.
Are Ghanaians honest?
Honest?
Yeah.
No.
Ghanaians are not honest.
No. Generally, no.
Why do you say that?
It's a fact. I mean, anybody who started trying to do business will tell you. You bring even your brother, your cousin, your best friend, and so along the line, they will just ditch you.
That's what happened to you with UT Bank?
With me, it was a bit tough because I run my business based on policies and systems. And when you do it on policies and systems, it doesn't matter who. Once you go outside the boundaries or the systems, you are fired.
Yeah.
And I'm known, I fired my brother, I fired my cousin, I fired my director, I fired. It's not that I fired them, they fired themselves because this is the system and you were contrary to it. You must be that hard and that disciplined for you not to be betrayed by people. They will betray you once, but then they won't get you again. But you see, again, we have a system in Ghana, our traditional way of living, where people will come and plead and all sort of things, and you can't sack, for example, somebody who goes to the same church with you because the pastor will intervene, or someone who comes from the same town because this is, or someone who was brought by a politician. So you find that these people can stay and cause damage.
Yeah.
So the thing is, put the systems in place. You follow the systems yourself. You're the owner of the business. And tell me why, if I'm not doing something, you should do it. That's the way to go.
But you said something about UT Bank and how the license was revoked. And, you know, there was a time when you said you don't necessarily blame the finance minister. You blame Ghanaians for voting these people into power.
Yeah.
I don't know how Ghanaians will take that or how they took it at the time. But yes, they voted them into power, but they are not the ones that shut it down. Is it
but when you vote people into power, they are to represent you. That's a wider context. Democracy is about representation. So these are people we've represented, or people who are going to present us and to act in our name. That's what I meant.
So that means we voted wrongly?
Yeah, as it turned out. If you ask me, yes, we voted wrongly.
For President Akufo-Addo?
And for what has happened around, I think you can look at me in the eye and tell me that, yes, I'm telling you the truth.
Times are hard.
Times are really hard. What the government has done this time, it's unbelievable. See, we consume the past because people's savings, everything went. We're consuming the present. High taxes, inflation, utilities are going up by the day. And we've consumed the future. Yeah. Because there are debts that have been scheduled ahead of us. It is a desperate situation. And I don't think we've been in this situation before.
We haven't?
No.
So if you had a way, would you say that, again, you said that it was wrong, or we made the wrong choice in terms of presidency, but these are people who are your friends or were your friends.
Yeah. But it's about thinking they will do the right thing, but not doing the right thing.
Would you say this if your bank was still active?
Absolutely, yes. I'm not talking about Kofi Amwabin and his bank, no. If you want to talk about the bank, there are a whole lot of issues. The reason why I don't discuss it very often is that people will say that, yeah, he's being personal and he's peeved and all those things, but that's not the true story. The thing, it doesn't make sense to me. If you take me out, one, I struggled with my team to build a bank. And I told you about the story, how we built it. It's a great Ghanaian story. I don't care who's judging it. And we need to create such stories and have a lot of it. That is what amounts to a country being developed or not. Every company will go into some kind of difficulty at some point in time. So the government comes in and realizes that, UT is having liquidity support and the Bank of Ghana is supporting it. UT was about 800 million, right? Which it cannot pay because of the problem, the structure and things like that. The government spent about 2.2 billion to close UT Bank. Now, if somebody owes you 800 million and you have 2.2 billion to throw away, at least give it to the bank as a loan instead of just throwing the money away. Yeah. And UT didn't need 2.2 million cities to even turn around. But that decision decided to take. I don't know the facts that they had. They probably had something which they believed in and so on and so forth. But everywhere in this world, US, wherever, some stories are too big to just throw away.
Yeah.
And even banks that have been around for over 100 years go into these difficulties, and the government bails them out, and they pay and continue business. So how do we grow businesses in Ghana where they survive their owners and chalk 100 years and so on and so forth, if a party comes and decides, I don't like this person, therefore I'll close the person's business?
Is that what it was?
But
because you've said it yourself that you had a conversation with the finance minister the night before and nothing of this sort came up.
No.
And the next morning, before you realized, you had missed calls from your daughter and they had just shut down your bank.
Yeah. And not only that, I left the bank about 18 months before the bank was closed down.
Yeah.
I am in court as we speak. I mean, 18 months, if there had been anything, it would have come out because there was a new MD and the board was functioning and things. But then forget about that. I wanted to go for medical checkup, right? And we go to court for them to release my passport to me. After up and down, the judge says, I don't see how he'll keep his passport. Let him go and check and come back. Because after all, if he dies, the case will die. So he gave me my passport. When I went to American Embassy, and I've been going to America since the 80s, American Embassy refused me entry visa. When I checked through the back door, there's a letter from some government department saying that I was a security risk or I shouldn't be made to fly.
Even after the court had ordered for your
even after
passport
the
to be
court had
released.
given me my passport. So you know what I did? And I'm very, very tough to break. I said, Kukrantumi, I don't need a visa. So I went to my village, Kukrantumi. Now, why would, and you see, you're dazed a bit.
I am, not a bit.
Yeah.
Completely.
So I think what happens is that you have people who are envious, who are jealous, who are vindictive, and they hide behind the institutions. They are like cockroaches, actually. You see cockroaches making noise in there. Now, as soon as you put on the light, they all hide. So you will not see them, but you know that they are causing havoc. And it's also sad because the government, when they come into power, they compromise all the state institutions.
Yeah.
All.
Not even one is left.
No. They change all the heads and they put their puppets or their cronies or their cohorts and whatever. And they can really make you uncomfortable if you want to. It's a matter of telling whoever you put there that make the guy uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
Did you see this coming?
No, I don't see it coming. I don't hate people. I don't, as I sit here, I still don't hate anybody.
Even after everything that has happened to you?
No.
No malice at all?
At all. I don't have time because I'll be eating my own mind and heart. I don't have it. So I only pray to God that whoever hates me, God should tone down the punishment for the person. Because God loves me. If you hate me, He will punish you.
No, but sometimes we pray and we're like, fire, die, do that.
No.
You don't believe in that?
No. You should pray for your enemies.
It's tough.
Yeah, I pray for them. After all, how much do you need? I think we tend to rate ourselves too highly. But I always tell people, remember that you are only 1 out of 8 billion people. So really, you are unique, you are special, but you're not worth anything. 1 out of 8 billion any day. The maths, you can't even put the zeros there. But you are supposed to do your bit. So do your bit and leave the rest to, and the Bible says you should not judge. And leave the rest
so you
to
cannot
God.
judge? I don't know how I would handle this. But now you say what, you're a broke man?
As in broke.
Yeah, you broke?
Let me tell a story so that you can judge yourself. I went to the police station for questioning and interrogation. And after wasting my time for about 3 hours, the policeman said, oh, Captain, they're a big man, give us something. I said, but they've taken my bank and everything. So I don't have money. He says, Captain, this one there, I won't agree. Somebody who chops sand, it doesn't matter how much he washes his mouth, some sand could be inside. So I am broke compared to where I was and everything. But luckily for me, I don't have too many responsibilities. My kids are grown, I live in an apartment, I can eat and things like that. The only thing which pains me is that I can't do as much as I want to do for people. You know, at UT we used to do breast cancer night, support orphanages. Yeah. And now I can't. And I see the need even more so now. But what can you do? You do your bit as and when you can. And if you can't do it, you let others do it. So that is where I see where I could be of help, but of course I have to control myself because I can't do it.
You can't do it.
And that is a bit regrettable. But to take care of myself, inshallah.
Inshallah. Yeah. And spending some good time. I know you exercise a lot. You're 71, you don't even look it. And I'm sure you get this all the time.
Yeah, I get it all the time. I don't feel it.
How old do you feel?
More like 39. I feel like 39. I tell you, some exercises and things that I do, a lot of you young men can't do it.
You do a lot of
I take care of myself. I exercise at least once a week. I play golf about 3 times a week. I control my diet. I sleep well. I don't hate anybody. And I have a special relationship with my creator.
Yeah.
So I'm always satisfied.
Always.
Always.
And you spend some time writing books.
Yeah.
So we have volume 1 and volume 2.
It's one thing impacting people, giving them jobs and things like that, but it's a different level. And I think possibly the UT story went the way it did or has because God wanted me to do something else.
Okay.
Fine, you employ 2,500 people. They know your story. They respect everything, but that's not enough. And I have very good story to tell, how to build a company, the challenges, the pitfalls, the valleys, the troughs, and things like that. And I said, listen, wait. Why is all this mess going? Let me document this as a solid resource for the younger generation and for those who want to do business. So I wanted to write a book on the UT story. I worked with my co-author and he said, Kofi, listen, the story, if we really, really must tell it, is too rich. One book is not enough. So I said, okay, let's break it into 2. So we have volume 1 and volume 2.
Yeah.
But even with the 2 volumes, we had to leave the whole bank issue out. So the bank issue is not here.
It's not in there yet.
That is book 3, which is going to be launched early next year.
Okay.
And that is what people are expecting to hear. But I tell you, if you want to start a business, you want to grow the business and grow it into international and have subsidiaries, it's in book 1 and 2.
Well, you should get one. How many of you have the book? Have you ever read it? Oh, there's someone who has it there. So just one person out of all of you. I see someone simply writing notes on what you're saying. You're writing notes? Yes. Please, can we pass on the microphone? Hi, gentlemen. Please come forward a bit so we can see. What are you writing down exactly?
Okay. Thank you very much. I wrote, as a businessman, you need to lay down policies, systems, and structures. With the story of the bank, the UT Bank, you said you believe in policies, systems in place, right? And the same government was also using the same policies, structures, and systems, and you were not happy about them.
So those are the things you're writing down?
Yes. So I was asking myself, why is it that you believe in policies, structures, but the government is also implementing policies and structures?
No. The issue is the government does not free the institutions to work.
Yeah.
And they use the institutions for their own personal agendas. You understand? You see the difference?
Okay.
I mean, for example, all institutions, who appoints the heads? Is the government of the day. And then when the government appoints the heads, then it should leave them free because Governor Bank of Ghana is supposed to be independent. The military is supposed to be independent. The judiciary is supposed to be independent. Parliament is supposed to be independent. But do you see that independence?
No.
It's the way the government wants, that's how things go.
Okay.
So this is a situation which is like the opposite of what I'm expecting. Government will not let the institutions work on their own, and they always control them and let them act in the direction they want. By a company, you as a head, once you put your systems in place, you hold people accountable and responsible. And if they are not performing as they should perform, they face the necessary sanctions.
Okay.
I see.
Okay, but I just want to ask, if, per what you are saying, I really understand that, then were the government not also looking at the security of the innocent or, let's say, the vulnerable Ghanaians who are saving over there, that maybe in the near future, we may not be hearing of UT Bank again. We just wake up and then realize that there is no UT Bank, or I don't know, if the government was also looking at that area, that is why they tried to revoke those
They didn't try, they actually did.
Okay, that's why they revoked those licenses.
Yeah, but the point is, what do you see? What do you see around now? You find people who are culpable, but nothing is happening. You find people can get away with certain things because they are under the cover of the party that is in power. That is using the systems to protect the wrong deeds of your people.
Okay.
So the systems can work two ways. I mean, in everything, you have options. You have a gun, which you can use to defend yourself, but you have a gun which you can use to kill someone.
Okay.
So the systems are good, they are there, but they've been tweaked to serve the government of the day. That is dangerous.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure maybe later you can meet him and ask him about it. But are you going to set up another bank?
No.
You won't. You're done.
No. I have tasted it. I have nothing to prove. Some people say, oh, you will rise again. I say, well, God decides who will rise and who will fall.
Yeah.
And God took me to that level, and God may decide I should do something or other, but I'm not desperate to prove that I am up again, and I'm not fighting anybody. So I'm very happy where I am. It is not that is why I also keep fit. Because if you want God to use you again, you must keep that vehicle that you have, your body, keep it in a shape that you can use it. If you don't keep yourself healthy and exercise and keep yourself well, and you are sick, God cannot use you. So all I'm doing now, keep stable, right to impact people, and also I've set up a foundation, PK Amoabin Leadership Foundation.
Okay.
And the foundation promotes the books. And I go to schools, I go to companies, and we talk to them about entrepreneurship and leadership and things like that. Because what we need is a change in the mindset of the leaders. The leadership should actually care for the people, respect everybody. And the way to respect people is to actually make sure that systems work independently.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have a system which, our own system, which goes against that. For example, traditionally, the chief is supposed to be the overlord. And the chief is supposed to control the policies and the system. But he is above the systems.
Yeah.
So, and in business, it's the opposite. You must lead by example. You can't say that you are a chief of your company because you formed the company, therefore you're going to do something else, and workers should do something else. It will never work.
Definitely.
So we need to change that mindset.
Okay.
And that's what I go around with the foundation to talk about and let people realize that we need to change our mindset to actually change the narrative of Ghana and Africa.
Absolutely.
And, you know, so that is what I do, and it occupies me a lot.
Okay.
Normally I drive myself. I don't have a driver, so if I have to go to, say, Tech or go to Cape Coast or something, I drive myself all the way and go and talk and things. And interesting enough, because our youth don't have the means to use a lighter phone, they can't even afford the books. So what I'm trying to do now is get corporate sponsorship for the books and give it to the books to the students or the tertiary students. But the point is, if you give it to them free, they will take it, but they will not read.
Yeah.
So you give it at a very discounted value. My father used to say that if you have soft ears, you get experience for free. But experience can be very expensive, can even cost you your life. So get it for free by reading.
Would you leave us with final words to Sarkodie? I know he's your very good friend. Would you say he's your favorite artist at the moment?
Yeah, but it has to be.
It has to be Sarkodie.
It has to be Sarkodie.
What about him do you love so much?
The man has got swag, and he's so calm. I mean, we just lost a common friend who was Sarkodie's very good friend, died at the age of 87. Yeah, and he learns, he respects elders, he still relates to the young people. He's got swag.
Yeah.
He's
Can you rap all his songs?
No.
Not even one?
No. Sarkodie is supposed to be the fastest rapper. How can I rap?
Oh, but that's something that we've learnt as well that we can do.
No, but when I was young, I used to do it. Now I just listen to the beat and that's it.
And you just chill.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Sarkodie song?
Well, you know, Can't Let You Go. I'm featured in the video with Prof. And I was at the wedding, and Tracy is my body, and so obviously it has to be Can't Let You Go.
Well, we're going to wrap up with Can't Let You Go. DJ Filter, are you ready? Maybe we should have a part 2 of this when the 3rd volume comes out.
Definitely.
Are you going to be available for us?
I'll be available next year.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kofi
Thank
Amoabin. It's been a pleasure. Please put your hands together.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Thank you so much.
How lucky I am, eh? Okay, Kofi Amoabin, and he was dropping some nuggets with us. Of course, I'm sure you've learned a lot. A lot, right? Well, people are even taking notes, etc. But definitely there'll be a part 2 to this because I'm sure there are a lot of angles that we could have touched on. But don't worry, he's available for us, and we're looking forward to the 3rd volume. But in the meantime, make sure you grab one for yourself. And we've been blessed to have him on the Day Show. Big thank you going out to Dr. Ash Furniture for a lovely set here, located on the Spintex Road, close to Monet Junction. Walk in and make sure you grab something for yourself. Remember to mention my name. You get a good discount for quality. And well, my audience has been fantastic. DJ Filter has been incredible. And on that note, we'll say thank you for watching and we'll see you again next week. God bless.